Right now, somewhere on Earth, two strangers are about to exchange millions of bacteria deliberately, and both of them will probably enjoy it. Humans do something almost no other animal does. We press our mouths together and call it love. Why? Most people assume kissing has always existed, that every civilization showed love this exact same way. That assumption is wrong. For thousands of years, entire human societies fell in love, built families, raised children, and never once kissed romantically. No first kiss, no wedding kiss, nothing. If kissing feels this natural, why didn't everyone invent it? Researchers studied cultures across the world to find out. Different continents, different centuries, different histories. The results shocked them. Less than half kissed romantically. One of the largest studies, led by anthropologist William Jankowiak, found that out of 168 cultures, only 46% showed any real tradition of it. If kissing were pure instinct, wired into you the same way crying is, you'd see it everywhere. You don't. So what were the other cultures doing instead? Rubbing noses, pressing foreheads together, breathing in someone's scent. Different rituals, same intimate distance. Maybe kissing itself isn't the instinct. Maybe the instinct underneath it is simpler. The drive to get your face, your breath, your scent that close to someone else's. And kissing is just one regional answer to a much older question. So where did that instinct actually come from? Love? Marriage? Romance? No. The answer takes you somewhere nobody expects. Not to lovers. To babies. Imagine you're a baby, 40,000 years ago. No baby food. No blenders. No bottles. When you got too old for milk, there was one option. Your mother chewed your food until it softened, then passed it directly from her mouth into yours. Lip to lip. It still happens today, quietly, in parts of the world because it works. The very first mouth-to-mouth contact you ever experienced wasn't romantic. It was survival. Your mother's face, inches from yours, keeping you alive. Fast forward a few decades. You kiss someone you love, and it feels like nothing else in the world. Coincidence? Some researchers don't think so. They believe romantic kissing and infant feeding share the same root. The comfort your body learned as a baby, resurfacing years later as intimacy. Which brings up something stranger. What if your body is secretly running a biological interview? Every kiss exchanges more than affection. Saliva carries traces of your immune genes, the ones that determine how your body recognizes disease. And humans seem unconsciously drawn to partners whose immune genes differ from their own, because their children tend to inherit stronger immune systems. Some researchers believe kissing works as an unconscious test, quietly asking one question you never realize you were asking. Would our children survive? That idea comes from evolutionary psychologist Gordon Gallup. It's still debated, but it means you might not be kissing just because it feels nice. If kissing carries this much biological weight, why did more than half the world skip it? The answer might be embarrassingly practical. Disease. Before anyone understood bacteria or viruses, mouth-to-mouth contact was, biologically speaking, dangerous. In dense populations, avoiding unnecessary contact may have quietly saved lives. In smaller, isolated groups, the risk looked different, and the behavior stuck. Two groups, thousands of miles apart, could land on completely different answers to the same problem. One kisses, another rubs noses. Same purpose, different math. At some point, this stops being guesswork. In 2023, researchers reanalyzed Mesopotamian clay tablets nearly 4,500 years old and found kissing described like it was already old news, in myth, in medicine, in ordinary daily life. By the time humans started writing anything down, kissing was already ancient. Those same tablets reveal something else. A disease researchers believe closely resembles herpes, explicitly linked to kissing. Thousands of years before anyone discovered a virus, people had already noticed that closeness came with risk. They kept kissing anyway. Even the Romans, who had 3 separate words for it depending on how close you were to someone, still risked it constantly. So think back to the best kiss you've ever had. Notice what happened. The world disappeared. You stopped thinking. For a few seconds, nothing else mattered. Here's why. Your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical behind nearly every reward you chase. Then oxytocin, the same hormone flooding a mother's body during childbirth, the chemical behind trust and attachment. At the same time, your stress hormone drops, almost instantly. For a few seconds, your brain sends you one message. You are safe. For hundreds of thousands of years, Nothing was guaranteed. Predators, disease, hunger. Finding someone you trusted completely was one of the most valuable things a person could have. We like to think kissing is about romance. But maybe romance came later. Maybe the oldest thing you're feeling isn't love. It's safety. Every civilization found its own way to say it. Some used a forehead. Some used a nose. Some used a kiss. The gesture changed. The message never did. You're not just kissing someone. You're telling them the same thing your ancestors told each other around a fire hundreds of thousands of years before either of you existed. You're safe with me. This is what this channel does every week. The ancient reasons behind things you never think twice about. Subscribe if you want more. See you next time.